Okay, in example number 3, we will learn to use the last law of surds, over, as you can see over here at the top left hand corner of the screen. So if I have a common surd form, let's say root 3 in this case, okay, I can add or subtract them. So this will just be factorized, okay, to become 6 plus 7 minus 5, close bracket, times root of 3. And if you work out what's in the bracket, you just get 8 times root 3. Okay, how about something over here? Okay, first let us break up root of 32. So 32, as we discussed earlier, is actually root of 4 square times 2. Okay, you can check that out on your calculator. And root of 8 is just root of 4 times 2. Okay, plus 3 root 2. And root of 9 is just 3. Okay, so root of 4 square times 2 is just root of 4 square times root 2 minus root of 4 times root 2 plus 3 root 2 plus 3. Okay, and over here, root of 4 squared is just 4. Root of 4 is just 2. And over here, okay, let me just simplify further. So if you look at the first 3 terms, they have something in common, which is the root of 2. So I'm just going to factorize them together. So 4 minus 2 plus 3, close brackets, root 2 plus 3. Okay, and if you work this out, you just get 5 root 2 plus 3. Okay, so I hope these examples are simple and you learn something from them. Let's move on to example number 4. Okay, this is something new. The keyword over here would be the word rationalize. Okay, rationalize. So how do we rationalize the denominator? The easiest way to do so is to multiply, okay, by the surd form, okay, if it is just a single term. So in the first example, as you can see, I just have a root 3 below, so I will multiply by the surd form, which is just root 3 over root 3. Okay, now the key thing to take note here is that at the end of the day, I do not want to see any surd form in the denominator. Okay, so that's the objective over here. I do not want to see a surd form. So what happens is that if I multiply the numerators together, I'll get this. Root 3 times root 3 is just 3. Okay, and if I simplify this, 6 divided by 3 is just 2. So this is my final answer. Okay, how about something that looks a little bit more complex over here? Okay, what am I going to do? I will first expand out the denominator. Okay, so maybe at this point in time, let me do a side working over here to show you. So 6, okay, root of 6. Okay, just let me erase this, and root of 6 plus 2 square, okay, is in the form of a square, okay, plus 2ab plus b square is equals to a plus b square. Okay, we kept this formula over here. So what I'm going to do, I will expand this out. So this is in the form a square plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, and if I want to simplify this, this is just 6, this is just 4 root 6, and the last term is just, it's just 4. Okay, if I simplify this, I'll get 10 plus 4 root 6. Okay, I'll just get 10 plus 4 root 6. So I'm going to replace the denominator with what I've just calculated. So this is 10 plus 4 root 6. And before I perform my rationalization, okay, or before I start rationalizing the denominator, I will just simplify a little bit further. So 8, I can, for the number 8, I can factorize out 2. Okay, and in the denominator, I can factorize out 2. Okay, and you can see that this can be simplified to give you 4 over 5 plus 2 root 6. Okay, and in order to rationalize, okay, remember, when I rationalize the denominator, I do not want to see any surds in the denominator. So in order to rationalize this, the trick will be to multiply by the conjugate. Okay, let me just spell it out for you. Okay, the conjugate. So what does the conjugate mean? So for example, if I'm given this in the denominator, then the conjugate will be this term, but I will change the plus sign, okay, to a minus sign. So the conjugate of the term over here is 5 minus 2 root 6. Okay, so I'll multiply by 5 minus 2 root 6 over 5 minus 2 root 6. Okay, and if I were to do this, okay, maybe let me just erase some working away to give me more space. Okay, so I'll just continue over here. So if I multiply this together, okay, I'll get 4 times 5 minus root 6 over, okay, take note that in the denominator, okay, in the denominator, I have this 5 plus 2 root 6 times 5 minus 2 root 6. Okay, and if you set this denominator with me, it is in the form a plus b times a minus b, okay, which gives me a square minus b square. Okay, so let me just continue my working over here since I'm out of space. Okay, so in the numerator, I just leave it as such. Okay, but the denominator is now in the form a square minus b square. Okay, so my a is just 5, my b is just 2 root 6. Okay, so if I simplify this, okay, I'll get 25 minus 24. Okay, so denominator becomes 1, and my final answer will just be 4 times 5 minus 2 root 6. Okay, and I mean, if you want, you can expand this out and you can leave your answer as what you see on the bottom right hand corner of the screen over here. Okay, both answers are fine. Okay, very good. So in the last example, we will solve some equations. So to solve equation number A, as you can see over here, the easiest way, or rather the strategy, will be to shift this term to the right hand side of the equation. So if I do that, I'll have root of 8 minus x equals to root of x minus 2. Okay, and the next step will be to square both sides. So if I were to square both sides, I'll get 8 minus x equals to x minus 2. So from this step to this step, I square both sides. Okay, and then I will shift my x over and my negative 2 over. So 8 plus 2 equals to x plus x. So 2x is just 10 and x is just 5. Okay, how about what you see over here? What is for equation B, I will still apply the same strategy, which is to square both sides. So if I were to square both sides, I'll get this equals to negative x squared. Okay, the thing to take note here is that negative x squared is not equals to negative x squared. Okay, so be very careful when you square, you have to put brackets around negative x. So if I were to do that, I'll have 6 minus 5x equals to x squared. And if I'll just shift the terms around, so x squared plus 5x minus 6 equals to 0. So I have to shift these two terms over to the right. And if I were to factorize this, okay, I'll just get x plus 6, okay, and x minus 1. Okay, I can factorize using the guess and check method, or you can use your calculator to help you. So finally, you will get x equals to negative 6 or positive 1. Okay, so take note that the answer over here is missing one value. Okay. Take note that 1 is rejected. Okay, why is 1 rejected? Because, okay, take note that 1 is rejected because you realize that if x is 1, then the right hand side of this equation will become negative 1, which is not possible because the square root of any number is always positive and it cannot be a negative 1 number. Okay, it cannot be negative 1. Okay, so therefore, the answer 1 is rejected. Okay, so thank you for joining me, and I can just if I can just summarize the chapter for you, you need to be very familiar with the 5 laws of Surds, and you need to know how to rationalize the denominator by multiplying the conjugate. Okay, so if for those of you who are still unsure about the term conjugate, okay, so for example, this is my surd form, then the conjugate will be a minus root b. Okay, so just change the sign that you see to a negative sign, and there you have it. That's your conjugate. Okay, so thank you for joining me, and just to leave you guys with some practice questions. Okay, you can pause the video here to take them down. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.